Let's begin on our backs today in reclined butterfly. You can bring the soles of the feet together and just recline all the way back onto your back. Bring one hand to your belly, one hand to your heart. Just close your eyes and begin to focus on your breathing. With every inhale, letting in more energy, more prana, more life force. With every exhale, exhaling out carbon dioxide and all the energies that no longer serve your body. And inhaling and exhaling through the nose with a slight constriction in the back of the throat. Makes almost an audible HA sound as you do it. Try inhaling through the nose for a count of 3, holding at the top, and then exhaling for a count of 3. Bring your palms underneath of your thighs and close your legs together like a book. Both feet are flat on the mat, knees are bent here. Bring the right ankle up over the left knee. Take the left hand, grab the right ankle. The right arm, go ahead and lay it out like a goalpost, flat on the ground. You're going to twist your torso open to the left. Bring that right foot to the left side of the ground, flat. Both shoulders stay flat. You can keep your gaze up towards the ceiling, or you can turn and look towards that right arm that's cactused on the mat. Just make sure you keep both shoulders flat on the ground. Nice stretch for the side body, the obliques, and the IT band. If you shifted your gaze over to the right, bring it back up to the ceiling. Begin to twist your torso open, bringing that foot flat onto the mat. Keep the leg crossed, or the right leg crossed over that left knee, and draw that left knee up and in towards your body. Clasp your fingers around that left knee and squeeze everything in tight here. Flex the toes on both feet. Begin to extend the left leg straight up to the sky, keeping the toes flexed in. Begin to walk your hands up that left leg. This will bring the shoulders up off of the mat as well. Make sure you keep your neck long. You're not crunching the chin in towards your chest. Try to get up to your ankle if you can. Once you reach there, slowly try to lay it all the way back down onto the mat. If you need to walk your hands a little further down so that the shoulders can come flat onto the ground, you can walk your hands a little bit further down, but still try to pull that left leg in, getting a nice deep stretch here in the back of the hamstrings, the thighs, and the glutes here. So keeping the toes flexed in, pull a little bit tighter for me. Bend the knee, still keeping everything drawn in really close. Coming back to where we started, still squeezing everything in close towards the midline. Go ahead and bring that foot back down onto the mat and uncross your legs. Switching sides, the left ankle is coming over that right knee. The right hand grabs the left ankle. The left arm is going to cactus on the mat. Twist your torso open to the right, bringing that left foot flat onto the ground. Your gaze can stay up at the ceiling, or you can come out to the left hand. It's cactus. Try to bring that left foot onto the mat. There you go. Bring the gaze back to the ceiling if you shifted it to the left. Slowly start to untwist. Draw that right knee up in towards your body. Clasp your hands around the shin there and squeeze everything in. Begin to extend the right leg straight up towards the sky, still keeping the toes flexed in. Begin to walk your hands up your leg, coming to your ankle. Once you find your nice sweet spot, relax all the way back down onto the mat. Make sure you're not clenching the jaw and you're remembering to breathe here. Walk the hands back down the leg, still keeping everything pulled in tight. Bend your knee. Clasp your hands around the knee again. Big deep breath in right here, and as you exhale, go ahead and release everything out. Extend both legs out long this time. Give them a good wiggle and shake right here in center. Point the toes. Reach up overhead. Give yourself one big morning stretch from fingertips to toes here. Really letting the whole body wake up here. Grab for opposite elbows. Keep the arms up over your head. Both shoulders flat on the mat. Begin to walk your feet over to the right. Keep them side by side, almost like a little, making a C shape on the ground eventually. Once your legs are over to the right, walk the upper body over to the right. So that we're a nice C shape on the ground. Both shoulders stay flat on the mat. Now, if you want to go a little bit deeper here, you can take the left leg and cross it over the right, crossing your ankles here. And a little bit deeper of a side stretch. Breathe length into the side body. Breathing into the intercostals, the thin layer of muscles along the ribs. When those expand, it helps us get better breathing. Better breathing leads to more focus. Bring the upper body back to center first, followed by the lower body. Uncross the legs and walk the feet back to center. Again, maybe reaching for both directions for a morning stretch in the center. Walk the upper body over to the left, followed by the upper body, followed by the lower body. If you crossed your ankles on the first side, cross your ankles on the second side. Go ahead and walk the upper body back to center, followed by your lower body. Again, reaching in both directions again for one more morning stretch here. Bend the knees, bring the feet flat onto the mat again. Walk your sit bones as close to your heels as you can. Reach down, make sure you can graze the back of the heels with your fingertips. Draw the lower back and the pelvis down so that it's flat onto the mat first, and then ground down through the heels and roll the hips up, pulling the glutes and the hips up towards the sky here for your bridge pose. If you want to go a little bit deeper, you can walk the shoulders together underneath you, interlacing the hands below you. Take a big deep breath in right here, really pushing through the glutes and the heels. And as you exhale, release the hands, slowly lower down, one vertebrae at a time. Bring both knees up in towards your chest. Arms out to a T. Let both legs drop over to the left. Bring your gaze over to the right. Back to center. Let both knees go over to the right. Bring your gaze over to the left. Inhale, come back to center. Extend both legs out, roll over onto your belly, setting up for our Sphinx pose. Bring both elbows directly underneath of the shoulders. Spread the fingers evenly. Separate the legs as wide as the mat. Tops of the feet are down on the bottom of each corner. Pull the pelvis down, roll your shoulders down and back. Make sure the neck is long. Just working on the lower back muscles here. If there's any pinching, try to lift up in the chest some more as you pull the pelvis down and back. Ground down through your hips here. This is the foundation for our seal pose. Firmly root into the hands and straighten the arms. If you feel any discomfort in the lower back, release back down to your Sphinx pose. This pose is awesome for digestion. Release all the way down to the mat. Let your left cheek come to the mat and extend both arms out by your side. Let your shoulders fall heavy towards your chin. Again, reconnecting with your breath. Bring the spine to a neutral position. Bring your arms out like goalposts. So forehead's on the mat. Lift the right leg up off the mat about a foot. Point the toes, bend the knee. Twist your torso open to the left. Bring that right foot to touch the mat behind you, or as close to it as you can. Getting a nice opening across the obliques and the front shoulder on the left side here. Release, untwist out, come back to your belly. Bring the forehead back to the mat. Switching sides, the left leg comes up, point the toes, bend your knee. Twist open to the left. Again, checking in with the breath, making sure you're not clenching the jaw. Release, slowly untwist, come back to your belly. Bring your arms down by your side so that they're palm down. We're going to start out with our half locust. You're going to firmly ground down through the hips, the tops of the feet, and the hands. As you exhale completely, on the inhale, you're just going to lift your torso up off of the mat, keeping the neck long. And then I'll let you know when we release down. Make sure you're checking in with the breath. So exhale fully, ground down through your whole body and rise the torso up, keeping the neck long. Draw the shoulders down and back. Release back to the mat. Bring your left cheek down. Relax your arms. Relax your legs.
Eggs are laid by female animals of many different species, including birds, reptiles, amphibians, a few mammals, and fish, and many of these have been eaten by humans for thousands of years.
And that's how COVID started. Thanks, Alexa. Go back to center. This time when we lift up, we're going to ground down through our hips and everything's coming up off the mat. So really engage the core. The head's coming up off the mat. The hands are coming off of the mat, and so are the feet. Exhale completely and then rise up. Actively trying to reach towards the back of the room with the hands and the feet while the head reaches forward. Really engaging our core here. Release everything down. Bring the opposite cheek to the mat. And let your shoulders fall heavy towards your chin. Bring the hands underneath of your shoulders. Push yourself up to your tabletop. Checking your alignment when you get here. Make sure the hands are below the shoulders. The hips are above the knee. Spread the fingers evenly. Tuck the thumbs in slightly just to protect against your wrist joints. Bring the gaze down between your two hands, and you've got about a fist distance between the chin and the chest. Drop the belly. Bring the eyes and tail high for your cow spine. As you exhale, firmly root into the hands, round the spine, bring the chin to the chest. Just creating some space here between the shoulder blades. Inhale, come back to your cow spine. Exhale, cat. Go ahead and flow through this 3 more times with your own breath. Once you're completed, you meet me back in the tabletop until you're ready to move on. No need to rush. Tuck the toes. Extend the right leg straight back. Keep the toes on the mat here. So both toes are tucked under. Firmly begin to press into the hands and back into your heel. Get a nice calf stretch going here. Lift those right toes up off of the mat. Cross the right leg over the body. Put it back onto the ground on the left side. Press into the heel just like you just did, and then look over your left shoulder at that foot as you do that. Release and come back to your tabletop. Toes are still flexed in on both sides. Extend the left leg out this time. Press into the hands and back into the heel. Lift those toes up off the mat. Cross them over your body. Place them back onto the ground. Press into the heel again and then look over the right shoulder at your foot. Release. Come back to your tabletop. Separate the knees wide. Bring your big toes together to touch. Sit back onto your heels. Come into your child's pose. Extend the arms straight out in front of you, really reaching towards the top of the mat as you pull your hips back towards your heels. Flip your palms to face up. Notice the different sensations as you do that in the arms and the shoulders. Bend your elbows and make prayer hands. Place your prayer hands on the back of your neck. Get comfortable here. Take a big deep breath in and then try to walk the shoulder or the elbows a little farther towards the top of the mat. And then sit back onto your heels once more. Getting a nice opening here in the back of the arms, the shoulders, maybe even in the neck. Make sure you're remembering to breathe. Release the hands, keep them palms facing up here. Actively reaching towards the top of the mat as you sit back onto the heels. Flip the palms to face down. Push yourself back up to tabletop. Step the right foot in between your two hands. Engage your core and round up. Bring the biceps to frame your face here for our warrior one with the knee down. Inhale to find more length. As you exhale, bring the hands down to heart center. Grow tall through the crown of your head. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, look right and twist right. Locking the elbow and the knee, keeping the hands firmly pressed into one another. Bring your gaze over the right shoulder. While you're here, Inhaling to find more length, exhaling to try to twist a little bit deeper if you can. Release both hands down to the mat. Frame that front foot and come back into your tabletop. Checking your alignment when you get here. Make sure the hips are directly above the knees. Begin to walk your hands straight out in front of you. Coming into your puppy dog pose, let the chest come straight down to the mat. You can rest your forehead on the mat here or your chin on the mat. And this is a deep heart opener and shoulder opener. Make sure you're not clenching the jaw in this pose. Slowly begin to lift your torso up, coming back into your tabletop. Again, checking the alignment. Bring that left foot between the two hands. Engage your core, round up, bring your biceps to frame the face, really reaching tall here. Finding length in the side body, stability in your knee and your foot. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, bring the hands down to heart center. Grow tall through the crown of your head. Inhale, and as you exhale, look left, twist left this time. Firmly pressing the hands into one another. Bring the gaze over that left shoulder this time. Release the hands down to the mat and come back into your table. Again, checking your alignment. Inhale that right arm up, bring the gaze up towards your fingertips. And as you exhale, thread the right arm underneath of the left. Bring your right cheek to the mat and extend your left arm out. Turn around so you can see me here. Take the left arm, reach up and around, grab your opposite hip crease. The right arm, place your hand up underneath of that left shoulder. Try to press that left shoulder up, twisting the spine and the torso a little bit further, still keeping your cheek on the mat and remembering to breathe. Release the right arm down. Extend the left arm up towards the sky. Bring that left hand in front of your face, press into the mat. Lift the torso up and bring the right arm back up towards the sky, looking at those fingertips once more. Folding back down into your tabletop. Switching sides, the left arm goes up, bring the gaze towards those fingertips. Thread the left arm underneath the right. Bring that left cheek down. And the right arm comes out. If you took the binds on the other side, take them on this side. The right hand's coming up and over. Grab your opposite hip crease. The left hand's pushing up into that shoulder, giving us a little bit more of a twist. This helps open our airways. We can breathe better. Twisting wrings out toxins in the body and helps us realign our spine. Release the left arm down. Take the right arm, reach tall for the sky, and then bring it down in front of your face. Press into the mat. Lift the torso up. Bring the left arm back up towards the sky, really reaching tall, and folding back down into your tabletop. Moving into our side plank. Keep the left hand and the left knee down on the mat. They should be parallel to one another. Take the left knee, spin it out like a kickstand. The right foot's coming back onto the mat, parallel to the left knee. The right arm's going to go up so that both arms are at 6 and 12. So this is our side plank with the knee down. We're opening up to the side. Lift the right leg up off the mat, bring it parallel to the mat. Really reaching for both sides of the room here. Reaching up and out. Bend that right knee. Reach back, grab through your foot. Begin to kick into the hand, opening across the back side body here. Release, reach in both directions again. And slowly fold back down into your tabletop. Switching sides, the right hand and right knee stays down. Kickstand that right leg. The left leg's coming back parallel to the right knee. And the arms are going at 6 and 12 again. Find your stability here. On the next inhale, lift that left leg up, bring it parallel to the mat. Keeping the toes flexed in towards your nose. Working on our balance. When we work on our balance, we build focus. Bend the knee, reach back, grab that foot. Kick into the hand. Again, stretching here the side body, the obliques and the back. Release, reach in both directions again. And then fold back down into your tabletop. Tuck the toes, draw the belly button up in towards the spine. Hoist your hips up and back for your downward facing dog. First one of the day. Pedal it out, walk your dog. Bend your knees left and right, left and right. Maybe sway the hips real big from side to side. Find a static downward facing dog. Check your alignment here. Make sure the shoulders are up away from the ears. You're firmly rooting down into the hands. Actively trying to pull the heels down towards the earth here. Don't worry if they don't touch, but we're actively trying to pull them down. Keep the knees soft. If you need to bend them a whole lot because you've got tight hamstrings, you can do that as well. Just really shine the sit bones high. We're trying to make an inverted V here. The neck's a natural extension of the spine. Inhale, bring the right leg up and keeping the hips square to the mat here. Point the toes, flex the toes. This is our three-legged dog. Bend the knee, bring that right foot to your left glute. Maybe make circles with the ankle, big circles with the knee. Inhale that right leg back up to the sky. Step it through the two hands. Keep that back heel lifted. All toes are pointing in the same direction towards the top of the mat. Engage the core. Round up to your crescent lunge. Keeping a deep bend in that front knee, the back leg strong like a tree trunk. Bring the hands down to heart center. We're just going to do some knee dips. That left knee, bend the left knee and bring it down to the mat or as close to it as you can. And then bring it back up. Drop, bend it down. Come back up. One more time, drop it down. Come back up. Good. Bring both arms back up, reaching for the sky once more. The left arm goes forward, the right arm goes back, twisting open to the right here. Bring the gaze towards those right fingertips behind you. Inhale, bring both arms back up, facing the front. And as you exhale, bring the hands down to frame that front foot. Step back to your downward facing dog. Pedaling it out again here. Walking your dog. Check in with alignment. Really shine those sit bones high. Take a deep breath in and bring the left leg up towards the sky. Again, point the toes, flex the toes. Bring that left foot to your right glute. Again, making circles with the ankle and big circles with your knee. Inhale that left leg up. Step it through your two hands. Engage your core. Keep that back heel lifted. Round up to your crescent lunge. Biceps are framing the face again. Inhale to find more length. As you exhale, bring the hands down to heart center. Doing our knee dips here on the second side. Drop that right knee down. Bring it up. One more time, drop it down. Bring it up. Last time, drop it down. Bring it up. Reach both arms up towards the sky, biceps frame the face. This time opening up to the left arm goes back, the gaze goes back towards those left fingertips. Reaching for both sides of the room here. Nice and slow, twist back open, bring the gaze forward, arms come up. Really reaching tall. And as you exhale, bring the hands down to frame that front foot. Step back to your downward facing dog. Bend your knees a whole lot, look towards the top of the mat. Hop to the top of your mat. Halfway lift up, flat back, draw the belly button up and in towards the spine. And as you exhale, fold forward, release everything down, bring the crown of the head parallel to the mat. Heel toe your feet out about a hip distance. That's the length of a dollar bill or your two fists. Bend the knees a whole lot. Relax the torso on the thighs. Grab for opposite elbows or shoulders. And just let your head and neck hang. If you grab the elbows all the time, try switching it up today. Grab your shoulders. Notice the different sensations you get when you do that. If you want to sway from side to side, nod your head yes, shake your head no. Release your hands. Take the opposite grip this time, so switch whichever hands was there. And then let everything hang again. Really focusing on a nice decompression in the spine here. Release the hands down to the mat. Heel toe your feet back together. Big toes touching, little space between the ankles. Draw the belly button up and in, halfway lift up, flat back. Fold forward, release everything down. Drop your hips, reverse swan dive up. Upward salute, really reaching tall here. Find length in your side body. Drop the left hand down to the left leg. And begin to reach over to the left with your right fingertips. Draw the left shoulder back some, right shoulder forward some. Keep your chin up. Really reach, 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 reach. Inhale, come back up to center. Exhale, drop the right arm down, reach over to the right. Inhale, come back up to center. Exhale, fold forward. Earth touch. Plant your hands. Step back to your plank pose. Checking your alignment here. Strong arms, strong legs. Hands are below the shoulders. We've got one long line of energy from our crown to our heels. Draw that belly button up and in towards the spine. Lower all the way down to your belly. Keep the elbows tucked in close. Inhale to your baby cobra. Tops of the feet and the hips are rooted down. The neck is long. You're actively pulling the shoulders down and back. Tuck the toes. Press into the hands. Push up to your plank. Hoist your hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Take a minute to check in with the breath and your alignment here. Bring the right leg up. Step it through. Drop the back foot flat. Square your hips to the top of the mat. Engage your core and come up to warrior one. Really reaching tall. Check your alignment here. That front knee is directly over the front heel. The back foot is parallel to the small edge of the mat. The weight's distributed evenly between both feet. Biceps frame your face, but your shoulders are relaxed. Open it up. Reach for both sides of the room now. Your gaze is forward like you just threw a spear here for warrior two. Flip the front palm. Lean into it. Bring the left hand to the small of the back or down the leg. And then high five the back wall, bringing the gaze up for your reverse warrior. Cartwheel the hands down to the mat. Frame that front foot. Step back to your plank pose. Lower all the way down to your belly. Inhale to your baby cobra. Tuck the toes, press into the hands. Push up to plank. Hoist your hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Inhale the left leg high. Step it through. Drop the back foot flat. Ground down through the feet. Square the hips to the top. Round up to your warrior one. Really reaching tall here, warrior one. Open it up. Reach for both sides of the room now, warrior two. Your gaze is forward. Flip the front palm, lean into it. High five your back wall. Reverse warrior. Reverse warrior, cartwheel the hands down to the mat. Frame that front foot. Step back to your plank. Chaturanga down. Lower all the way to your belly. Inhale to your baby cobra. Tuck the toes. Press into the hands. Push up to your plank. Hoist your hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Go ahead and drop the knees down to the mat. Going back into your tabletop. Checking your alignment when you get here. Bring the right knee to your right wrist. Lay your shin bone down naturally. Walk that left leg straight out behind you. Coming into our pigeon pose. Square the hips to the top of the mat. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, begin to hinge forward, walking down, coming onto your forearms, making little pillows with your fists, or coming all the way down onto your mat. Inhale, slowly rise up. Bring the right hand directly in front of your face on the mat. It should be up right in the middle of the mat. Bend the left knee, reach back and grab for the left foot on the knife edge side on the inside. For our half mermaid. Oh, on the inside. On the knife edge side. Yeah, there you go. Release that leg. Swing the left leg up and around so that the left toes are flexed in towards your nose. The right foot is inside the left thigh. Ground down through your sit bones. Sit up nice and tall. Reach up. Draw that belly button up in towards your spine. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, hinge forward at the hips, grabbing for your shin, your ankle, or your foot. And bringing your knee to your forehead to your knee. Or as close to it as you can. Remembering to breathe here. Inhale, rise up. Drop the right hand behind you. Press into the right hand and the right knee. Rainbow the hips up towards the sky. Bring the left arm to frame the face and just relax the head and neck back and down for your modified wild thing. Maybe make circles with your arm in one direction. Stopping and making circles with your arm in another direction. Slowly lower back down onto your glutes. Swing both legs around behind you and come back into your tabletop. Bring the left knee to your left wrist. Lay your shin bone down naturally. Walk that right leg straight out behind you, keeping the knee in the top of the foot, flat on the mat. Square your hips. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, begin to hinge forward, coming into your sleeping pigeon. Inhale, push yourself up, nice and slowly. Bring the left hand in the center of the mat in front of your face. Reach back for the right foot on the knife edge side. Release. Swing that right leg up and around. Ground down through the glutes. Flex the toes in towards your nose. The left foot's right along the right thigh. Inhale. Draw the belly button up in towards the spine and reach tall. And as you exhale, hinge forward. Bring your forehead to your knee. Release. Slowly rise up. Bring the left hand behind you. Press into the left hand and the left knee. Rainbow the hips up. Coming into your modified wild thing. Press those hips up and forward. Bring the left arm or right arm to frame your face, excuse me. Relax the head and neck down. Again, maybe make circles with your arm in one direction. And then stopping and going in the other. Slowly release down onto your glutes. Extend both legs straight out, keeping the ankles together. Bring the hands up underneath of the sit bones. Slowly lower down onto your forearms. Once you get there, point the toes. Roll the shoulders down and back. Lead with the chest. And let your head and neck hang. Just reversing the effects of slouching here. Slowly lower all the way down onto your back. Remove the hands out from underneath of you. Extend both legs up towards the sky for your legs up the wall. Align your hips in the hip sockets. Flex the toes in towards your nose. Just let gravity do the work here. Engage your core and the lower abdominals with very little momentum and a whole lot of core strength. Keep the spine in a neutral position. You want to protect against the cervical spine. You're going to bring your legs up over your head, trying to touch the ground behind you. If you need to bring your hands to the small of the back for more support, you can always do that as well. Or else try to extend them in the opposite direction that you're reaching the feet. Keep the neck long. You don't want to scrunch your chin in towards your chest. Bring the hands to the small of the back if they're not already there. Begin to press your feet up towards the sky for our shoulder stand. We want one long line of energy from the shoulders to our toes. Shoulder stand reverses the flow of lymph in the body. That is awesome for immunity. It's also really good for cardiovascular health. And inversions are my favorite to flush out the mind. Separate the legs wide, bend the knees. Bring the knees down to frame your face, right by your ears, so as close to it as you can. Slowly with control, bend the knees, draw them in towards your face, and try to lower down one vertebrae at a time. Giving the spine a nice massage all the way down. Keep the knees bent and bring the feet to the mat last. Draw both knees up in towards your armpits. Grab for the bottoms of your feet, simultaneously pushing and pulling on the feet as we flatten our back into the mat here for our happy baby. It feels good. Maybe rock back and forth from side to side, giving the muscles of the spine a nice massage. Begin to straighten the left leg straight up towards the sky. Draw that right knee down to the mat. Switch sides. Slowly bend the left knee a whole lot. Bring it down to the mat. Straighten that right leg up towards the sky. These are called ninja babies. Release. Come back to happy baby. One more time. Really pushing and pulling. Flattening the back on the mat here. Draw both knees in towards your chest. Make a little ball. Squeeze everything in real tight. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Letting out all of those negative energies and toxins that we might have left over. Squeeze it all out. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. As tight as you can. Take one big, deep breath in. And as you exhale, release everything out. Let the legs come long. Bring the heels together. Let your toes fall wide. Walk the shoulders down away from your ears. Bring your palms to face up. Close your eyes. Begin to focus on your breathing again. Let the face become soft. Unclench the jaw. Feel the arms float heavy by your side. With every exhale, feel yourself falling deeper into relaxation. Feel the hips sinking heavy into the mat. Relax the thighs. Unlock the knees. Relax the shins and the calves. Feel your feet fall heavy into the ground. And for the next few minutes, just let your mind and body be still and absorb our practice. Wherever your attention may have drifted, bring it back to the rise and the fall of the belly. As Still keeping the eyes closed, begin to think about what it means to align yourself with the cosmic consciousness. Think about what it means to be aware and what it means to be in line with your ideas, your imagination, and your intuition. Slowly begin to wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes. You're reaching up overhead, giving yourself one big morning stretch, bringing the awareness fully back into the body. Be turning your head from left to right and rolling over to the fetal side of your choice whenever you feel comfortable, using your arms as a pillow. Smile because you gave yourself this time today. Whenever you're ready, coming up to an easy seat, bring your hands into heart center. Remember, when you're open to receiving, you become a channel for all the blessings from the universe to flow through you, and you start to notice the healing and the growth opportunities that are all around you. Thank you for letting me guide you through your moving meditation today. Namaste means that the light in me honors the light in you. Namaste.